Bum, bum. All right, let me stop. All right, I am very unorganized right now. Okay, I am extremely unorganized. I like speed ran this whole start of my stream today. Let's go ahead and transition in, get the rules out the way. I uh, I had some homemade hot sauce here. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's really spicy. Okay, chili peppers and all kind of spice from Nigeria and onions. Oh, that's not spicy, but it did have onions. They weren't spicy, but they were onions, and onions do got a kind of kick to it. So man, I'm just struggling a little bit, orally struggling with the heat. As my grandma used to say, if you can't stand the heat, get out the what? Get out the where? You gotta get out the kitchen. Can't stand that heat. You gotta get out the kitchen. All right, I'm gonna give folks a little time here to join me. If they so choose. We got a challenge to do tonight. We ain't gonna spend too much time making it too difficult. We are gonna spin the wheel of misfortune, but I'm gonna make it a little more easy on us because the challenge itself is really tough. So hopefully it ain't that bad. All right, let's make sure we are loaded up. Cool beans, cool beans. How is everybody doing today? How's everybody's Wednesday night? Or how was everyone's Wednesday day? Long. Mike J say long. Rest easy, brother. It's over now. Well, no, it's not. It's not over just yet. We still got a little more. Still got a little more to this day. Yo, I had a folder, right, that I was working on. Not yet. let's hope. Let's hope we can. Let's hope we can make it a quick one or a fun one at least. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this could just be a fun little chill session. I had I had this thing I was gonna do whenever somebody posted on the stream. It was like this real dope welcome banner. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it back up there real quick, just for Mike, just for Mike. Okay, you Mike. If I can find it. Hold on, let's throw studio back. Hold on, let me see if I can get this real quick. This for Mike right here. This for Mike. This is what I was gonna start doing whenever somebody chat. Whenever somebody chat, I was gonna start doing this, yo. What's good? Gotta get the DJ horn going. Let's go. Let's go, Mike. This for you, bro. This for you. I'm just gonna let this rock for a little while, you know? Show you some love. Welcome to the lab, bro. You gotta let that rock for a little while, you know? I feel like that go hard. I feel like that's a good time, you know what I'm saying? I will start doing that every time somebody new hit the chat. I like to have fun. I like to have fun because coding is not fun for everybody. I love it. I love coding. I will program for free. Only person I won't tell my job that now. I ain't gonna never tell my job that. Don't make the mistake of telling your job what you can do for free. But I love coding so much, man. You feel the love, Mike? Mike feel the love. Hit that follow button if you feel the love. Mike and Mike. Mike probably already subscribed up in here. All right, I think we should get started. Let's go ahead start on this first lesson. Do we got anybody on YouTube? We got a couple people on YouTube. A couple people on Twitch. I'm bored with waiting. It's only been 5 minutes. Let me give it a little more time here. Let me stop being thirsty. Gotta pull the phone out. Let's at least go over these rules real quick. All right, let's go over these classroom rules. I feel like they are extremely important. I don't feel like I spend enough time on them, but again, but then again, ain't nobody ever broke them, so we're probably good. Rule number 1 is absolutely no doxing. If you don't know what doxing is, it's that thing where you put somebody's personal information on the internet to encourage people to like bother them, or just put their stuff on the internet when they would otherwise, prefer to be anonymous, right? So we don't say anybody's name in here unless it's their screen name. We don't tell where people live and all that stuff either, right? We try to keep this completely anonymous. Even me, I'm just a modern dev guy, right? I don't have a name. Rule number 2, no swearing in the chat. There's a time limit to this rule. So if it's past 9 o'clock, we say go crazy. But until then, I know I have people that are underage joiners, and I don't want them to be subject to a bunch of potty talk. So try and control that till like after 9:30, then you can go crazy. Be nice to everyone. This is a channel of respect. You want respect, you got to give respect. Respect needs to be given on this channel, so try and be nice to everybody. That's what we do. Absolutely no work discussion. Now, when I say this, I don't mean like you can't talk about what you do for work. I don't care about that. Just don't come here talking about like, hey, my job is this company and this the project that I'm working on. Help me do this. No, we're not doing that. As long as it got something to do with what we're doing on stream, go for it. But this ain't a place to come do actual work if we can help it. We're just trying to chill. Turn coding into a video game chill session. What's next? Oh yeah, number 5, most important rule, right? This is like Fight Club. How the first rule of Fight Club, the second rule of Fight Club was like obey the first rule, and then the first rule of Fight Club was like don't talk about Fight Club or something like that. That's how this 5th rule go. It basically say obey every other rule on this document. Okay, so yeah, just some real standard streaming room rules. Nothing crazy there. All right, Mike, I got to put you on the spot real quick before we move on, man. I got to put you through the same thing that we put all the other first chatters through. So the first question is, what's your favorite programming language? So, like of all the languages you tinker with, what's your all-time favorite? Got to put Buddy on blast. All right, while he thinking of that, let's go find out what challenge we doing today real quick like. Here. Daisy. Oh. All right. So last week we did the online bookstore. We did the recipe manager. That was a lot of fun. Today we have the hardest one of all to do. And I want to do the Wheel of Misfortune too. I think that's going to be a lot of fun on this. So let's do that too. But the first challenge we have today, and probably the only one that we're gonna have time to get through, honestly, we only got 2 hours on this call. Is the music playlist manager. So we basically got to create, like, y'all have seen playlists before. I know we all have played around on Spotify. We know what that looks like. We know how it works, right? You should be able to take a bunch of songs and put them into groups called playlists, right? And I should be able to manage that playlist. I should be able to do things like add songs to the playlist, remove songs from the playlist. I should be able to make a new playlist, right? I should be able to edit existing playlist data, right? I should be able to like um, maybe copy a playlist. I don't know. So let's see. Let me see what exactly they want us to do here. All right. Title, artist, duration, and genre. Okay. But in case you want to sort these or something like that, that's fine. Implement a class called Playlist Manager to manage the playlist. All right, that's fine. Class should have methods to create playlists, add songs to the playlist, remove songs from the playlist, and play songs. Okay. Create a UI where users can interact with the application, create playlists. Oh, create a UI. Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. That's not too bad. I don't know. I'm fairly new to the coding world, mostly front end work, so Vanilla.js, and started messing around with React. Ooh, saucy. Started messing around with React. I love the sound of that because you know who else just started messing around React? All right, don't let it fool you. Just because I'm a nerd with glasses, don't mean when I take them off, I got the Clark Kent Superman thing going. You know what I'm saying? This guy right here with the glasses, 6 years in, all React. This guy right here ain't touch React, okay? No, let me stop playing. The reality is, I just learned React last year, and not even it's. I hate to say I learned React, right? I took a course that taught me React, but I didn't use it in real world applications, right? So last year around the fall, I took a boot camp course, did my third thizzle, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I kind of did my thing, got through the course pretty easily, but I ain't do nothing with it. I ain't do no actual stuff. So if you ask me one of the questions from the course, I can answer that. But then when you throw a real world problem at me, it's a deer in headlights, right? So that's where the Clark Kent, you know what I'm saying? That's where the Superman Clark Kent come in, because the way you really learn these products and these development tools, bro, is by actually doing it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta actually dive into the code. You gotta start applying this stuff to real world problems. And that's what we're doing in this stream, man. We're gonna be taking all of these latest technologies. Our end goal is always to build something out of these. And in this first lesson, we learn in TypeScript, we learn in ES6, and we are building little applications to help kind of solidify our skills in those languages, right? In those little types of those little spaces, I'll call it. So what I want to do right now is, I think I'm ready to start coding, to be honest. We got the tunes on in the background. I'm feeling good about the task at hand. Let me get a new coding window open here. I got a few of these that I need to actually push up. Yeah, I got the online bookstore, I got the quiz questions, I got the... Oh, did I not do the restaurant? I didn't add the restaurant to the restaurant manager? Darn. Alright, let's switch this screen over then. Alright. I could have sworn I added that, but I guess not. Alright, y'all should be able to see that. Now the question is, do we create a new React app, or do we just rock with one that we've already created, like the quiz app? Because we know we gotta start creating these again anyway. So here's our component. Oh, we just toss it at the top layer. Oh yeah, we did a bunch of stuff in here. We did calculate bill. We did the quiz questions, and we did the weather app in here too. Or at least I thought we did the weather app. I guess we only put console logs in it. All right, yeah, the quiz questions was a lot of fun. We did that last week on stream. All right, let me stop beating around the bush because this is gonna be a real tough assignment. So I'm sitting here trying to buy myself time. All right, we gotta make a playlist, y'all. And let's go back to the browser because we ain't done with the browser yet. We gotta make a playlist, and I don't know why I left the browser so quick because we are definitely doing that wheel spin to make this a little more difficult for us, right? So let's head over here. It was random song. Search by keyword, advanced search. All right, so I'm not gonna do advanced search. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Advanced search is cool. Okay, so no search means we don't have to implement any kind of search mechanism. I don't know if this was asking for us to be able to find a playlist. Yeah, this has no search already, so this is implied. We can get rid of that. Manage multiple. So I think this is saying that we should be able to add one song to a playlist at a time. It say add songs to playlist, but move songs from playlist. No, that's. So maybe we should be able to adjust. Yeah, maybe we should be able to manage multiple playlists all that in one data set, right? We shouldn't need to. Yeah, so that's what we'll say for that one. So if we land on manage multiple, that means that we need to write the code in such a way that I can pass it a full object of data, like multiple playlists, multiple songs, etc., in one function, and get my updates to work. Random song, there's something on here that says we need to be able to play songs. So right now I'm guessing this is going to require like that we pass it a song name to play, right? So what we'll say to make this a little more difficult is that even without a song, I should be able to say, give me a random song, and based on the songs available in my playlist that I've created, playlist plural that I've created, it should just pull me a song out. Search by keyword means that I should be able to look through the, I should be able to look through our little media player. So this is called a music playlist manager. I should be able to look through our little media player and search for songs that match any of my keywords. And then we have advanced search here. But you know what? I'm gonna get rid of advanced search. I'm gonna say that we at least have one thing that's gonna make this easier for us, which is if it lands on, let's see, what can we say would make this easier? I don't know. What would make this project easier than it is? Any thoughts? I can't think of none. I'm just gonna rock with the three then. Random song, manage multiple, search by keyword. I don't think we care about anything else. Maybe sort by date. That's fine. Yeah, we got some sorting in there. Are we even storing a date? Well, now we need to sort a date, right? All right. If we land on that, we got to sort by date. And then something that'll make this easier is if we single playlist. So what this means is that instead of making like a media player, which is what we've been asked to do, this would make it easier. All we would have to do is make a playlist manager, like a literal playlist manager. So I've probably titled this incorrectly, this challenge. Music playlist manager. Like basically they're saying that you have to be able to create multiple playlists. Add songs to the playlist, remove songs from the playlist, and play them. That's a media player, bro. Anyway, so let's rock with this. I'm gonna spin it. Wish me luck. Alright, that's not bad. That's not bad. Trying to do some date sorting. Alright, that's not bad. Alright, let's jump into the code. It's time to get started. But what do we need to do? Well, first let's scope this out the way we normally do. All right. So let's call this media player.js. Now let's make this a TS file. I think what we're going to be doing here is going to be some TypeScript, right? So the first thing we have to do, since this is a media player, what's our most atomic? We have to figure out what's our most like atomic piece of data that we're going to be collecting, right? That kind of, this thing is what's used in everything else, right? So it's not a playlist, right? Because a playlist is something that has a bunch of songs. I think it's song. So we have to create a song interface or create a song type, right? So once we have our song type in place, we probably need our what are we going to be managing? Are we going to be managing music or just managing? Let's call it a playlist manager. We'll say build playlist manager, right? Because some of the things we have to do is like add songs to a playlist, remove songs from a playlist, create a new playlist, delete a playlist. So it's really a playlist manager that we're dealing with. And then obviously we'll need to display the results, right? All right, so this first part is really easy. We're going to use an interface here. Say song, and then a song can consist of what? Definitely a title, definitely an artist, and this is, if you guys don't know, this is tab 9 giving me some of these potential answers, which I love. I don't think we need album for this. There was nothing in here that said we needed an album. We do need like a release date. And that's going to be is date a primitive? No? Maybe it's date? There we go. And then I suppose we can store duration. Right? And then maybe genre just to help sorting at some point. That's enough. I don't think it needs to be bigger than that. That's actually a really big... Like, this is a lot of data that we're asking for right here. I don't know if I even want to do this much data. So I think we're good there. Let's go ahead and log that out. Just make sure all the pieces, all the parts are working as expected. So we'll first create ourselves a new, say, songs equals, it equals an array of song objects. Should populate by ourselves. Yep. And this is that tab 9. I don't know about that. I need you now, Smokey Norfolk. All right, they are not being really good with these song options. I'm trying to get like, oh, I hate that. That's gonna annoy the crap out of me. That it has to be a new date being a new date object being instantiated. That's not gonna fly. We're gonna do a string here. We're just gonna do a string, and then it could just be an ISO string. And if someone wants to use it, it's up to them to implement some kind of date strategy. So what I'll do here is now we can delete all of these. I might just have to get the internet to, yeah, there we go. That's way better. I might just get the internet to populate these objects because I don't want these to all be the same name. Norfolk. MB maybe. And I don't know. I'm gonna leave that one like that. All right, that's fine. And then let's just go ahead and console log this for testing. make sure we don't have any errors and make sure we don't have, I think it's songs plural. So we want to make sure we don't have any errors, and we want to make sure that we can compile these in real time. If you haven't already, guys, I really highly suggest y'all grab this this Code Runner plugin for VS Code. It's super helpful. Super helpful. It allows you to run JS and TypeScript from within the IDE itself by just hitting this play button. So what we're going to do is we're going to log songs right now, and then we have our output that pops open here. It looks like we... unknown file extension .ts. Just as I was bragging about it, it hits me with the unknown file extension. That's weird. Wait, was I think my TypeScript isn't over here. I think the TypeScript is in a different project. But this should be a really easy error to solve. I think it's going to be something to do with my either package.json or either my package.json is going to be the culprit or my ts config maybe. There we go. Yeah, it was the package.json. I had it set up for modules. So basically what I did there was inside of package.json, I had this type module. This is when you're using exports and imports, you have to set that. But we don't need that for this, right? We're going to choose raw TypeScript. Right here. All right, so now we have our song interface. We have our songs data. Now we can actually start building our playlist manager since we know that's working now. So let's out a bit. All right, so this is going to be a class. That was part of the requirement. Playlist manager. And that's just a straight up class. And then we'll set a private variable here called playlists. And it will be we're going to do something interesting here. We're going to use map for this. And I know that, well, we haven't, well, if you've watched my videos here, you probably know all about map. But we haven't talked about map much on this particular this stream yet. So I would advise that you guys watch those videos around map. But what a map allows us to do here is create a key value pair set that is read and viewed as an object, but it allows us to do really fast things like getting, setting, removing, etc. And that's what this playlist manager is all about, being able to easily remove and add things. So let's go ahead and knock that out. It's going to be that. And then, yeah, we're just going to instantiate a new map here. So now playlist is a legitimate map. And let's start by adding the ability to do the easiest thing, which is to, well, not the easiest thing, but just the most common, like the first thing you'll have to do if you do have a playlist manager, or if you start using our playlist manager, is you need to create a playlist. So we're going to say that, yeah, name is a string. And we'll say this returns void, because this is just going to do a create against this guy. It's going to do something in here. So what do we want that to do? It's exactly right? This is exactly what we want to do, because we don't have any songs yet, right? Which is the array of songs. We just want to say that there is now a playlist called whatever you give us, right? Say create a new playlist. All right, and once we have a playlist, actually, let's go ahead and use this now. Let's just make sure it works. So we'll say, damn, I swear, sometimes this tab 9 is, I feel like it's in my head. So we'll say, we're just gonna take a bite of this real quick. Caught me off guard. So sorry about that. Had to take a chewing break. But what we're gonna do right now, we gotta create a way for us to log what we've done. We got to be able to print out what we've done to the screen, and usually we'll do that with some kind of UI feature, like a play button. Probably we connect this to an actual player so it can play our music. We're not going to do that. For this, what we're going to do is just, we need more water. What we're actually going to do for this, though, is we're just going to say log something to the screen that makes it, lets us know that it's able to receive our playlist and play our songs. So I obviously don't want. But what I do want is probably, so I probably want a new constant. Let's call this just the playlist itself, right? And then, yep, we'll get it based on the name. That's why I love these magic helpers for maps. They make the get functionality really simple. And then we'll say if you found something at this get call, if you found something here, then I know there is a playlist. So now I want to play. Now I want to actually play something, right? So we're gonna spoof a play event by just saying console log. It's gonna be like now playing name, which is the playlist name. So actually, let's be more clear about that. We're gonna call this playlist name because I don't want to get that confused with song name here, right? And then now we're gonna iterate over each song in the array, because remember, each one of these playlists should consist of a playlist name and then an array of songs, right? An array of song objects. So I haven't created. We need one more thing. We need to be able to add songs to playlists. But for now, let's at least see if we can spit this out so we can get this empty playlist at least. And then, so the next thing we want to do is we want to check to see if we had songs. So, yep, exactly. Oh man, I love this so much. Get little AI that helps you code things. Yep, song.title. What is that called? It title, artist, release date, blah blah blah. Okay, so song.title. And then perhaps there's a comma, and we say artist is song.artist, and then comma, and then let's do genre is the other one, right? Genre, and then song.genre. All right, and we'll just stop there. We know we don't have a song, so this isn't going to return anything at all. But at least this should allow us to do a playlist and see the results over here in the console. All right, so I am going to just playlist manager dot play playlist, right? And then for the playlist name, I'm just going to say what do we call this one? My playlist. Right. So now when I spit this out, it should just give me an empty array of songs back. Well, there is this. We definitely don't want that to keep popping up. All right, now playing my playlist. There's nothing in our playlist, of course, but at least now we can see that the name of our playlist is in there. All right. So now things are going to get a little trickier. We have to actually create the ability to add songs to this specific playlist. So what would we require for that, right? Well, we probably would force our like imagine this from the perspective of someone. Imagine this from the perspective of someone creating like an application, right? So sorry, not creating an application, but creating they're a consumer of your API data, right? So they're probably going to get this information, and in order to create a song, they need a playlist name. Not in order to create a song, but in order to add a song, they need the name of a playlist and they need the information for a song, right? So it's probably fair that we can say, let's call this add a song to a playlist, and then it's probably fair if we said like, let's see what the AI is giving us right here. So they're saying give us the name of a playlist and a song object. Yep, this is what I would do. And then this is clever, right? What they're saying is if this actually exists, then I want you to push this song into this. I don't know if this will work though. I don't know if this would work because really what we I don't yeah, let's find out if this will work. Cuz what I was going to do something a little different. I think that would work though. Playlist get yeah, this might actually work, guys. Yo, AI just pulled that off in one line of code. I think this is gonna work, right? Because what this is saying is grab this playlist, which we know we will have access to once we can find it. And I think because I'm pushing this song into the stack, it's gonna go into this song array. So let's actually try that. Let's add a song to the playlist, right? Let's say playlist manager dot add song to playlist. And then the playlist is my playlist, and then the song is songs, right? All right, doesn't like something about that. Playlist name string song. Oh, it should be an array of songs. Um, oh, I'm only adding one song to playlist. Well, let's just test this for now. Let's just see if this works at least. Nah, it didn't work. All right, because this would have spit out all of my songs, right? So the question is, why didn't that work? Um, all right, let's debug. Yeah, that's totally a song object. I don't know why that's not working. So let's make sure we're doing the order of operations right, right? First thing we do is we create a playlist. And let's oh, I see what we're doing. We're so silly. We're silly billies. We're such silly billies. We were playing the playlist before we added the song, right? So let's the order of operations is first create the playlist, right? Then add songs to the playlist, right? And then finally play the playlist. Okay, so that should work. Let's get rid of this necessary log. All right, let's go ahead and play that. Yep. Now playing song number one, right? I want to be a hero. That was our song number one. If I pass in song two here, stuff for it. Oh wait, that's not number two. It's index one. We should also write something for that too, right? See if that does it. I think that might do it. Let's turn this back to two. No, that's not gonna work either. So I think we need some kind of if statement right here that's like because what's happening, the problem is that there is no array index for like songs 2 doesn't exist, right? There is no second, there's no third item here. If we were to just simply add another item here, that would solve the error. But we don't want to solve it that way though, right? So if I were to clear this out and run this now, we're gonna get that Smokey Norfolk song. But that's a bad way to solve it because the moment this goes to 23 or some out of bounds number, this is gonna fail again. So what this really needs to say is like, hey, if I don't have songs in my playlist, right, then don't worry about it. Right? And our key is the playlist name. So we need to see at this key, how many songs do we have in our playlist? That's what we need to see. So let's just do this real quick. Let's do console.log playlist. Let's just see what they're giving us back there. I don't know what they're giving us in that. I'm gonna put 2. All right, so they're just giving us the array for that. Yeah, so I should be able to map over this as long as that song, as long as I have at least one entry for that song, which I'm passing a song here, I should be able to iterate over these. So it's a length thing, right? So I can be like, if playlist.length is greater than 0, then I want to do all this for each. Otherwise, I just want to say like, hey, yeah, exactly, right? Playlist is empty otherwise. Right? Yeah, that looks good. So let's go back to 23 or 22 Jump Street. Let's go. And then we should just, what? All right, something is up. I definitely thought that was gonna work. What is it? Can I read properties of undefined? How's it even getting there though? Because I know song doesn't exist. Here, let me get rid of this. I'm so confused why that's throwing an error, guys. So it's not even that, right? It's not even if length, if playlist maybe. Let me say I mean, I think it's just, is it an array of undefined? I think it's an array of undefined. Yeah, it's still getting here. Oh, I see what's happening. I see what's happening. It just hit me. I see what's happening now. So check this out, right? So here's what's happening. We're adding. So basically, we're being in the add song to playlist, right? We're basically telling our system that what we expect is 2 parameters: the name of the playlist that you want to add a song to, and a proper song object, right? So I need something that looks like this, and that's enforced. But I don't have that, right? Because in here I don't have a 23rd index, so it's gonna just be an unknown value. I actually would have thought that that would have failed here, though. You know what I mean? Like, I thought basically since song wasn't a proper song object, that it would be like at the playlist manager, I can't see, and it's just saying undefined. That would have been nice if it would have stopped us here and just been like, you know what? I can't keep going. You technically didn't give me a proper song object. But I guess the way TypeScript protects for that is going to be in your linting. So it's going to be like, let me go back. So it's going to be like that, right? Like that's a proper song. So if we save this, no matter what it is now, this is going to work because this is like now you're forced to add a song here, a song object, right? But if we were to say change this to artist W, which is not a proper song object, you can see our linter fails right here. So the same would be said if we pass like an empty object, I think. Yeah. So I guess the rule of thumb is to make sure your validation is the responsibility of the owner of the data, right? Whoever's the, and when I say owner of the data, I don't necessarily mean the server. I mean the person that's responsible for passing that data to our method needs to make sure it adheres to our interface standard first. So it's not up to us to make sure that every item in this array here is the right format. It's up to them. At most, what we can do is create this for them, and they should just be forced to contractually obligate to this contract. They should just be forced to be obligated to that contract. So the same as they would do here, if they want to give us a package of songs, right? They would just adhere to this, right? But I think that's fine. I no longer think we need to fix anything about that, and I think that our conditional here is a little redundant. Not redundant necessarily, but unnecessary. I don't think it's redundant, but I do think we should do some. No, let's keep it because I do want to display something if I don't have any songs, right? So if you can imagine a world where this has not ran, this guy hasn't ran, and I'm at this, the point where I have a player. Seeing that? No, it's playlist.length. Oh, yeah, I think this would do it. Yeah, playlist is empty. As a matter of fact, we shouldn't even say that now playing PC. Yeah, that looks better to me. So if playlist and no, I think this is fine for that. I think that if not playlist though, so we probably should do an else here. That's like console log playlist itself doesn't exist. If it does exist, then check to see if it has songs. Then if it doesn't have any songs, just say it's empty, right? So now if I say if I do that, I should just get playlist doesn't even exist. We don't even still get empty for that. So oh wait, hang on. There we go. Yeah, playlist doesn't exist, and then if it exists but it's empty, we get playlist is empty. So that works. I think that works fine. I think that does what we need it to do. Alright, so let's put our songs back. And let's make this compatible with this here. Let's make this compatible with multiple songs. So I think what we'll do is we'll say yeah, I think that should do it. Yep. All right, we put Smoky Norfolk in there twice. That was just something we did, so that should be fine. Wait, why am I? Let's do. All right, we got create a playlist. We got add a song to the playlist. Let's actually call that songs plural. And then now let's do remove song. Let's call that add songs. All right, we're making some good progress, guys. I guess this is not as hard as we thought, especially when we're using tab 9 to kind of solve some of these problems. I'm just looking to see if this is the way I would have done this using Splice. So here's the thing though, right? So in order to remove, let's think about this one. This one's going to be a little more complicated. I don't know if I want to use this approach, right? I don't want to know if I want to use this approach because here's what this is saying, right? This is saying, hey, I'll do this for you if you do me two favors first ahead of time. Number one, you have to give me the name of the playlist, okay? And number two, and this is the big one that I don't like, you're also on the hook for giving me an array of actual song objects. Like, not just like a song title, not just like a song, wait, my camera's off. Sorry about that. Yeah, not just like a song title. I want to be a little more prescriptive than this. I want to be able to say, give me some specific detail about this. Like if I was a person using this application, my expectation is that I would be able to pass you. I may not have full song objects. As a matter of fact, what I'll most likely have is a song ID, but we'll pretend we don't need that right now. Our uniqueness is going to be this title, right? So normally these would have an ID value though. They all would have like unique IDs, and I would pass you an ID, and you would get rid of that from your system. I don't want you to be on the hook for having to pass me a full song object that you may not have, right? Because you can imagine doing this in bulk. You'd want to just say, give me the ability to delete every song from the playlist, right? Or give me the ability to delete these 5 songs. At which point you don't want to go have to build. Like imagine if song objects were like, 3 kilobytes of data. Like you don't want to have to pass me a whole song object. Give me an ID, let my system take care of the rest. We're not going to do it like this. What we're going to say you can do is, we're going to say, actually, let's update this. Let's just update this. Once I don't want to, let's just make this the right way. We'll say it's number, okay? And then here, we're going to scrap these and let our AI create these fresh for us. We'll do that. Yep. And then we'll make another one. Hopefully it makes our Smoky Norfolk song. Nope. All right. Well, we'll just say, okay. All right. And then we'll make one more here. We'll make one more here for, we'll say this is Bees in the Trap by Nicki Minaj. I can never spell her name. I don't know why. That's challenging for me. And we're going to say that came out 2020, June 19th or something. And then Juneteenth, let's go. And then I Need You Now was like, I don't know, 2011, March 13th. And then we'll leave I Want to Be a Hero at 2020 by Anonymous, right? We don't know who created that. So that's rock, that's R and B, and this is rap. So we got 3 songs, 3 different genres now. And I'll use Prettier so that when I save this, it automatically gets formatted. Ha ha ha. I love that. All right. Cool. I think we're good there. So now let's think about how we want to really do this remove now, right? So before we do that, let's get rid of this and let's make sure our work is still working. All right. So we're still working. That's good. And now for our removal, what I really want to do, let's get rid of this, right? Because what I really want to do is I want to be like, hey, given a certain playlist, they're still using Splice here, but now they're using Splice based on the, yeah, so let's fix this first. Let's say, IDs. And this is just going to be array of numbers, okay? And then, so what I'd want to do is I want to be like, let's set up a constant that is my playlist. And then I'm going to use that to just get the current playlist, which we've done already, right? So it's going to be this dot playlist dot get, and then playlist name. That's the same as we've been doing it. And now that I have my playlist, if the playlist exists, then I want to say, let me think about this. Man, they are married to Splice. No, I want to use set here, right? I want to be like this dot playlist. dot set, and then we want to target this particular playlist, right? So playlist name, and then now what we'll do is we'll use the array of IDs that we have to like filter out. We'll use the array of IDs that we have to filter out the items from this particular playlist array, right? So we'll say playlist.filter, and then it'll be song, and then we'll say song.id is not equal to the we'll call this song ID. This would work, but only if we had... Hang on, so we do have to loop over the songs. Wait, let me think about this again. No, not over the songs we don't need to loop over. We know that we need to loop over the actual IDs, I think. Because we can get rid of one at a time the way I just did it, but that's not going to help us get rid of an array of them. And this is kind of a brute force method, right? Loop over every item in the array, and if and they're using the new includes, which is awesome. They're just saying delete it. Splice is basically an array deletion method. They're just saying delete it if you come across any item where any song in this playlist where the ID matches something that I passed it. So in our case, if I pass it 1 and 3, the only one that should be left is 2. I'm going to go ahead and stick with this for now. I don't love it, to be honest. I do think there's a way to do this in one line of code using the new ES6 array methods. So we'll circle back to that. Let's just see if that works for now. So we're passing get the whole songs array for now. And then now we're going to say remove item 2 from the playlist. So it's going to be playlist manager dot remove songs from playlist. Yep, it's just this, right? Yeah, because it's an array of numbers that we would pass an array of ID. So now what we should get back is... actually, let's leave that there and let's just duplicate that. And let's say play the playlist after it's created. And then play the playlist after removal of index 2. Of ID 2. Alright, so... figure this out. Now if we run this, let's do one like all right, that should be all right. So it worked, right? We have 3 items here. And then we got rid of I Need You Now by Smokey Norfolk, which is the second item. So that works. Let's see if we can do it with 2 and 3 to make sure we can pass an array of values there. Should just have one song now. Wait. ID 1, 2, and 3. That does not look like it's working. Right? That doesn't look like it's working. Yeah, because I should only have this I Want to Be a Hero song. So it's only removing one item, which is the last item I asked it to remove. So it's going through my entire playlist of songs, and it's saying, let me compare the ID. Oh, this is tough. So it's saying, let me compare the ID. Let me see if this current ID, the song.id value, matches the numbers from your array. Right? The numbers from your ID's array. If this one does, if it's included at all in that array, meaning it's one of the ones I want to get rid of, then I am going to splice this playlist item. Right? But wait, I'm not resetting the general. See, that's the problem, right? I'm not resetting our general Hang on, guys. I'm going back to the way I had it before, but I'm just gonna add a loop this time. I'm gonna add a loop this time. So here's what I'm thinking, right? Like what I know is that if I wanted to just get rid of one item, what I could do is like this uh dot playlists dot set, and then now I'm saying like, hey, set this new value for my playlist, right? I want to set this where the key is this playlist name. I want to set this as the array of songs, right? I want to set this as the new array of songs. So what if we do that but pass in, you know what? You know what? Hang on, let's go back real quick. Let me see one thing first, because I think there's a combination of these we can. So if I dump this out now, right? What if I just console log it? Like, I think now our playlist is going to be correct. Well, it's going to log correctly, but like, I think it's only going to have one. Oh no, it's giving me both songs still. ID 1 and ID 3 are both there. Wait, this is kind of weird too. Like, I don't understand why that's not working either. Let me just dump it out too. Get rid of these. I'll keep those. Yeah, see, we're only getting. Oh, we're getting the Wait, why would we be getting that one back? Yeah, I want to be a heroes #1. Then #2 is getting deleted. I'm getting the #1 back. It's as though it's not getting through the full list. Here, let me just do this. Do I have any JavaScript experts on the call? Who's an expert? Getting lost on the challenge. Yeah, it has all 3 items too. It has all 3 items, so it should be going through all 3 of these. All right, so here, let's go here for each. Let's just do a log of the individual song. What is it? Song.title, I think. So, alright, that should be pretty clear. That. Actually, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of these two. Don't need those right now. We're just in debug mode. So song 1 and song 2 we're getting, but we're not getting the other 2. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. Actually, we want to keep that, but we don't want to continue the remove. Hey, I just realized that doesn't have all 3 of my songs in. So create my playlist, add songs to playlist, and then it should just be running this removal, right, of 2 songs. Wonder, is it because I'm looping over it and splicing it in the same, like at the same time? I wonder if that's causing some issues. Because I think for each is an in-place edit, right? I think for each edits the array inline. I don't think it returns like a different value. I think it's literally editing the playlist array. I think I'm just going to use a filter on this. you know what I also feel? I also feel like nah. The way to do this is definitely go through the playlist. Never mind on that. But maybe the idea is a filter. Well, let me try that. Let me try taking a different approach at this. What if it was like playlist.filter, right? And then for the filter, I said like filter out anything where song is being passed, which we know each one's a song, and where song.id is how do you say not in JS? How do you say like in? I know you can do it in PHP. It's just like literally in, but so it's just includes. It's just so it's some array dot includes, yeah. So it's gonna be IDs dot includes. I think it's this, right? So it's gonna be filter out anything, like basically give me anything back where, yeah, let me see if this works. Let me just see if this works, because if this works, I know how we're gonna do it now. If this works, we're gonna use the set on this if this works, but we'll see. So it got me everything back, and is it respecting any of my? IDs dot include. I have to be the opposite of what I do. Wait, why am I still getting every song back though? That's so weird. Here, let's just try this. Let's try this. Let's say song.id not 2. Right? So it should give me everything but the second one, right? Son of a. Why is it like filters not doing anything? We can actually get rid of this last dump here because I'm gonna keep confused. Now we should just, yeah, object. Okay. And this is like as direct as you can get, right? Like, so here, let's actually move this into right? Because now it's like, what are we getting back from song.id? This should be so easy. I don't know why this is I told you this one was gonna be hard though, so you guys can't say I didn't warn you. We're getting 1, 2, and 3, right? Those song IDs are right. It's the includes, right? Hang on, let me check that. Like I think I may be doing something wrong with includes. Wait, you know what? Does this actually return? Hang on. So what if I did like const new list equals? Maybe that's what I've been doing wrong, guys. Maybe it actually does expect a return value. I know this music is fire. I'm loving it. Let's say song.id is 2. Okay, so then what do we get for new list? Right, so what I want to actually do is Whoops. That's. All right, I just want to see what this is spitting out. Yeah, all right, there it is. All right, so that was the problem. Filter actually returns an array without affecting the current array. So if you're using filter, you have to expect that it is going to return something without editing this original, right? It leaves the original intact. That's why it looked like nothing was ever happening. So now we can say if our IDs array, right? So we basically want to grab everything but the, get rid of that. We want to grab everything but the numbers that got passed in. I mean, well, we want to grab not everything but the numbers that got passed in, but we want to say return true if, and I think filter means like should this thing go away, right? So return it if the condition is met. So only returning items where the ID does not exist, the ID of this song does not exist inside of my IDs array. Yep, so then now, since that's new list, now that we have new list, we can do our, yep, we can do our set here. All right, and then now we can do this. Sure, that's gonna work now. Go ahead and play that. Yep, so we only have one song now. If we switch this from 2 to 1, oh, that was so tricky. Yep, I Need You Now, Smoking Norfolk. If we get rid of 3, we should get 2 songs now. Yay! All right. Jeez, that was tricky. Tricky. All right. Let's see. Let's put this back in place. Put that back in place. How quickly, or how optimized do we have it? I don't think we need the new list, right? I think we can just literally do this. Just to stick with our goal to have everything on one line, right? Or at least that's my goal. That's always my personal goal. If I can have it to be human readable in one line of code, I would much rather do that. So we have to declare this constant for playlist. That's just, we just have to. And then the setter here, yeah, this is fair, right? I think that this filter is really clean. It's saying, and remember, filter says it'll return the elements of an array that meet the condition. So anything that resolves to it true is getting sent back. So if you want to say like, hey, give me everything that's not in this array, give me everything that doesn't match my desired ID. Because remember, this is a remove these songs from the playlist. So basically for this, you need to say only true things that are not in this IDs array. Right? So if the song.id was in this array, then get rid of it. Otherwise, set it to true so it can be returned. All right, so we have remove down packed. And I think the other thing that we have to, I just realized that my challenge is off, dude. Hang on, let me fix that challenge real quick. This is actually challenge 4, music playlist manager. So we'll just call it a playlist manager. All right, and then we'll see. That look crazy? Nope, that looks fine. All right, and then the challenge, what did we say? It was sort, right? I think the challenge for the wheel was sort by date. All right, shouldn't be too bad. All right, that looks fine. All right, so now I think that's what we have to do. We have to sort by date now. So before we can sort by date, we probably should clean up what we're logging out. So maybe we just need a title and a date for the display. So let's update our log here, and then let's say instead of either of these, let's just say date. And then here we'll say song.release date. And if we want to format that at all, I'm pretty sure we can use the new date format. Like we can actually make this a date object. Well, it'll be done in here. That's if we want to do that. I don't have any desire to do that right now. We'll figure that out in a second. Um, so let's think about this, right? If we wanted to consider someone using this within their application, what would this really look like? So I probably would be like, in the playlist method, I probably would have a flag there. No. I probably would have something that's called like get playlist. And then as an optional. No, but the playlist, you have the playlist, right? You have the playlist here. You're the one creating the playlist. So what we'll need to do is just make a sort playlist method. Sort songs in playlist. And then maybe there's a type. You can either sort it by date or by title, right? So sort songs in playlist. You could say sort type. And then this can be either a... Now this is always going to be a string. You're going to give me a string of some sort. It's either going to be date or title. And then this is always going to return something, right? No, this is actually using my playlist object. Right? It's going to use the playlist object itself. So I'm not going to return anything necessarily. I'm going to do... This time they got it right, I think. I think this time they got it right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to first grab the playlist, right? And then we're going to set the playlist. Okay? We're going to set the playlist. We don't want to set it on sort type. So that's one thing that they are missing. Which is, instead of this being sort type, this needs to be playlist name. Okay, and that is a string. Well, so you give me a playlist name and you give me the sort type, like either date or title. Okay, and I don't want this to necessarily be string either. I'm going to say date or title. But it has to be one of those two string values. That's the only thing I accept, right? And if you give me that information, I can now use that to figure out how to sort this, right? So right here, we're saying we know how to sort this, A.title or B.title, but we actually need to be a little more nuanced than that, right? So let's pull this out, put that there, and then we're going to actually write a conditional now that says, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they got it. If the sort type is date, then we want to say sort it by these two date values. Otherwise, go ahead and sort it by the title. So that is pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and play around with that. So we know we have we'll stop removing songs from the playlist. So right now we have 3 items in our playlist, right? We have the Nicki song, the Smokie Norful song, and the anonymous rock song. Now what we want to do is we want to say, based on these dates, let's see what the order is for these right now. Based on these dates, it looks like our first song should be Smokie Norful, followed by I Want to Be a Hero, followed by Nicki. So let's see if that works. So we'll say playlist manager dot sort songs in playlist, where the playlist name is that, and the type is let's sort it by date first. Okay. Sort it by date. All right. So now that we're sorting that, we should be able to we're sorting the real thing, right? Yeah, we're sorting the real thing. So we should just be able to play the playlist. So now what we'll do is, yeah, let's do that. We'll say play the playlist. Well, let's undo that because we'll keep that. Let's actually duplicate that. And here what we'll say is play the playlist after sorting by date. But let's just say after sorting because we don't know what we're going to sort. It'll always be different. So let's clear this out. Let's go ahead and hit play. All right, so first we have I Want to Be a Hero 2020. That's our song 1. Our song 2 was Smokie Norful. Our song 3 was Nicki. The new order is the same, right? Has not been affected, so something there did not work. Should definitely be Smokey first. Then I Want to Be a Hero, then Nikki. Let's see what's not working there. All right, so we have set the playlist name to be the playlist.sort. Hey, that release day, good time minus. Yeah, that actually looks correct to me. All right, let me just make sure this guy here is working. I think that's the only fix now. So I don't know if this is in line or not. I think it is. All right, let's just log this out and then we'll get rid of this guy and this guy for now. We can get rid of both. No, that's fine. That's fine. That first one can. Time do we have 8:30? We got 30 minutes, guys. All right. So I'm saying if playlist, which we know it exists, I just want to log it. But that's this. That's the. Don't care about that one. We're looking for the second one. Sort songs and playlists. That should now be, unless the if playlist isn't doing anything. Hang on. Oh, that's why. Never mind. Never mind. We don't need to. Yeah, it's a bug in the code. Let's here. Check this out. So here's the problem, right? We're doing a get for this playlist variable, but it's always going to be undefined because it's getting it based on the sort type string, where it should be getting it based on a playlist name. Right. Yeah, let's see if that works. All right, so now we have I Want to Be a Hero at 2020. 2011 is Smoking Norfolk. 2020 June is Nikki. But now you can see here we have it sorted correctly. I Need You Now. Smoking Norfolk is the first one. I Want to Be a Hero second, and then Nikki's last. Let's go ahead and change that to title. Let's go. Bees in the Trap starts with B. First letter of the of this situation here. B is the youngest letter in that situation. I Need You Now be next in line, followed by I Want a Hero. That was actually tough. That was kind of tough. All right, so we did it. Got our sorter in place. We have our, and see, that's the challenge with using tab 9 sometimes. You try and use it to speed up your development, but oftentimes they don't really understand what you want to do. So sometimes you just have to take over and tweak what they've done to make sure that it works for your code. If you are savvy enough to kind of do it how we just did it, then I would totally recommend that, as it has saved me a lot of typing. But if you're just learning JS and you're just learning TypeScript and you're just learning React and stuff like that, I would totally recommend you shut tab 9 down while you're doing these challenges, just so you can say, like, all right, what would I do if all I had was like my own head, right? Like all I had to come up with solutions was what was in my brain. Like, how would I try and take this on? But yeah, that's what I recommend. All right, guys, we're gonna end there. I hope everyone had a great time. I know I did. I hope you learned quite a bit. make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night. We're going to be moving on to other bigger, more fancier challenges. I think tomorrow is going to be a little bit of uh, a mixture of everything we've done so far, using TypeScript, using modern JavaScript, but actually moving things into the web browser. We are going to be putting a user interface on some lucky component tomorrow. I'm hoping that I can get one of my other regulars to come on, Mateus, my boy Mateus. Let's see if he'll come on and actually do some React magic for us in real time. You guys see, this is unscripted. We get stuck sometimes. We gotta figure it out. But in the end, we do solve the challenge. We solved it this time in under 2 hours. Last time it did take us the full 2 hours to solve the. We did 2 challenges last time. This time we only did 1. So it was a good time. Again, join us tomorrow for the stream, and hope you guys had as good a time as I did tonight. Peace out, my coding friends. I will see y'all tomorrow night.